You know, seeing that split screen on Thursday night, some people asked, is this really the choice? Is this it? One voter described it as, oh no versus hell no. But there are other options. Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said the debate shows the urgent need for a full reset of American politics. Cornel West, who leads the Justice for All party, called the debate pure farce, attacking Trump and Biden.
Biden doesn't have both paddles in the water. Senile, flat as a pancake.
And the group No Labels, which considered fielding a candidate but decided not to, posted, "Can't say we didn't warn you." Joining us now to discuss is the former governor of Puerto Rico, Ricardo Rosselló. He's also the author of a new memoir out this week titled The Reformer's Dilemma and the Need for a Radical Middle. Thank you so much for being with me. First, as I said, No Labels tried. They had the money, they had the ballot positioning, they had the infrastructure, and couldn't find a candidate with the gravitas to run. So why do you believe that there can be a viable radical middle?
Well, you just look at the numbers, Victor, and thank you for the opportunity. 5 out of 6 of us in the United States don't identify with either the far left or the far right. That presents a unique market opportunity. That presents a space to innovate. And while others have tried to do so, I think what we're seeing right now crystallizes that need for another alternative, for something that is very different. And I think it's a positioning statement and a leadership matter. First, positioning. The middle shouldn't just be this sort of trapped center. It should be what opposes the extremes. It should be an open space where discussion can happen, where compromise, that has become a dirty word recently, can happen, where people can actually, from different ideas, sit down and debate them. Right now, that's not what's happening, and I believe that what we're seeing in the debate and in the whole political spectrum calls for that need, and what we need is that sort of framework, and then, of course, the leadership that will rally for it.
When you say a leader to rally for it, there are some people who are single issue voters, right? On life, on reproductive rights, on guns potentially as well, on support for Israel, if we talk about the issues of the moment. How do you find one person who can fill that overlap in the Venn diagram, but still be on one side or the other of those issues?
Because it becomes a sort of black and white type of an argument for or against, where what I'm discussing is that we should challenge that sort of discussion. We should go into the merits. In many of these cases, there is nuance behind some of these decisions. I mean, we heard the discussion on immigration. I am somebody that believes that our country is powerful and strong because immigrants have made it powerful and strong. But that doesn't mean there shouldn't be controls and that there shouldn't be some sort of a rationale behind it. Now, the discussion seems to be if they're criminals or not. The discussion seems to be if we completely close or completely open. And what I think is when we sort of limit the arguments to that sort of very high level, very shallow discussion, then we lose a lot of our problem-solving capabilities. And you know, the objective over here, Victor, I think is, as a nation, we need to recover our national talent for problem solving. Yeah. I believe we've lost that. It's become everything to bumper stickers and sort of zingers, and there's not a lot of traction behind it. And the unfortunate outcome, in my view, is that this polarization, what provokes is a lack of action, because what one side does at one moment will be negated by the other, and so forth.
Let me ask you about this debate. President Biden, as we've discussed, his voice was hoarse, he was hard to understand, speech was halting, stammered and stuttered. But there were millions of people who watched this debate on Spanish language television, and they had a very different experience. So let me give you an example, the audience an example of what those viewers heard.
No digo que ninguno haya cruzado, pero la idea de que están vaciando sus prisiones y le damos la bienvenida no es verdad. No hay datos que respalde lo que él dijo. Está exagerando, está mintiendo.
Fluid, not halting, not hoarse. How much of a difference do you think that makes?
Well, I think, issues and policy should matter, and that was an important issue point. But unfortunately, Victor, and I heard you talk about this earlier this morning, it goes to a second or third level. The main discussion right now was one that was set up for this debate, which was, can President Biden look the part? Can he seem like he is in control and capable of moving forward with the country? And unfortunately, the debate did not show that. So while I understand that some people will be nuanced about the policy, truth of the matter is, number one, Hispanic voters are not a monolith. Sure. We are a mosaic. So while that might be true for some constituents, it won't be true for others. And what I think it's the opportunity to ask ourselves, is this the right path? Should we be choosing a president not because we think they're the best option, but because we have fear of what the alternative might be? I think that is a frightful thought, and I think we need to reevaluate how we move forward into the future.
I'm over time, but just give me 10, 15 seconds on this if you can. You describe yourself as middle of left. Do you think that President Biden should stay at the top of the Democratic ticket?
Well, I think it's going to be very hard for him to be removed from that ticket. He needs, for a variety of reasons. One, he's going to have to abide by that. Number two, everybody's going to have to coalesce behind another candidate and limit the infighting. And number three, you can't really, it would be a very bad look if you would just skip over somebody like Kamala Harris for another alternative. So my sense is that even though there was a lot of fire right after the debate, I think he's going to stay in the top of the ticket. But at the same time, I think there was a lot of damage done from the debate.
Former Governor Ricardo Rossello, thank you so much.
Thank you.